Yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the ESL Play One Day Cup 6on6 TF2. And, well, I'm one of your two hosts for the moment, eXtine. I am joined by Lucky. How you doing, Lucky?
Oh, I'm doing good. The last game that we saw was a very exciting one, very fun one to cast. How are you doing, though, eXtine? How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We got a ton of snow where I'm at right now, which is pretty fun. I was like shoveling in all day yesterday. And now I'm ready to like sit around and cast some video games, right? So
woohoo! Buried in with snow. What else is there better to do? You know,
yeah,
sitting in cast video games. But last game we saw Fate versus Theorist, and we saw Fate come out on top of the big 3-0. Now we're seeing a game on the opposite side of the bracket between Ascent and SVIFT eXtine. Do you know these rosters at all? Since from your US knowledge.
Yeah, a little bit more familiar with the Ascent EU roster than some of the other teams that are out there, as well as SVIFT. Also kind of familiar with those players since they've been at the top of things for a while. Do you want to run down our rosters, though, and give me your thoughts on it?
Yeah. I'm going to go down Ascent first. We have Celentes and Drac on the soldiers. We have AMS and Credu on the scouts. We have Dr. Phil on that coveted demo man class, and we have Connor, the Drop Lord, on medic. So that's a set for you there. And on SVIFT, we have Eames, Pappy, Gink, Scruff, Seeds, and I can't remember the last player. That's totally skipped my mind for some reason, and I don't know why. Let me go find out who it is.
Yeah, their last scout is the last player that we're waiting on. Yeah, certainly the Ascent roster. Very familiar, Connor, maybe the player that's like the most unfamiliar to me. But they have a lot of reputation. So I'm expecting the win out of them, but obviously hoping that SVIFT can put up a good fight. What's your take on SVIFT's chances here?
Oh, well, SVIFT have some good players on their side. They've been doing very well. They've got Seeds, of course, who's a very big medic. He is the sort of... to me, he's one of the standout medics that we've seen in Premiership at the minute. He does just not die. He is insane at surviving. And of course, you've got Gink as well, and Scruff is really putting a name out there, and Eames putting out so much damage. But on the other side of the field, of course, you have the one true Finnish god himself, AMS, and he is going to lay down the hell, and Credu Sniper is something to be feared. The Celentes Drac combo is also huge. Their coordinated soldier bombs are something to look out for as well, which is so many threats upon this side of the field that you can see why they are the team that is proposed to go up against Se7en and defeat them this season. So we'll see how this game sort of rolls out, but in my opinion, Ascent sort of have the con on this one, but we should see SVIFT put up a fight nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean it's TF2. There's a reason that we play the game, and that's to see what's going to happen. Anything can happen. Certainly, experience and deathmatch skills go quite a ways to making the result a bit more predictable. But I'm excited to see what happens. Looks like we are going to be on goalie wash here. This is a favorite map of mine. For some reason, personally, I just think of like European TF2 when I see goalie wash.
Is that just what goes straight to your mind?
yeah. I don't know why. Is it Arnold? Is that the author's name? He's from Belgium, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I think it's I think it's also partially the super classic I-43 run back. Was under a minute from point to point or whatever, and then it just seems like there's been a lot of great TF2 on goalie wash across the globe, but something for me it just feels like there's been a lot of spectacular European matches on this map.
Yeah, Well, the big thing that stands out for me on Gully Wash is the demo presence. Like, we've got Dr. Phil and Eames, two really standout demo men. So, coming out of this game, we should see an absolute load of damage coming out from these demo men, because they have, of course, River. These mid-fights are very supportive for demos. But, of course, coordinated soldier bombs. Scouts have a really tough time on this mid, I would say, because they've got that really small, thin bridge to work with on the mid. They could try and run around underneath, but it's probably to no avail in comparison to the power a demo man or a soldier can have on this mid-fight. So it's really going to be down to who can pull off the coolest combos together, and Gink and Pappy really have that stuff sorted in terms of coordinated soldier bombs next time.
We didn't see any sniper on product, and you alluded that right now. Spy kind of out of fashion on product. Is sniper in fashion on goalie wash? Do you think we might see a little bit of that?
Oh yeah, especially since we have Credu on the field for Ascent. They have some really insane sniper plays coming out from him this season, but we are actually going live eXtine, so let's get this underway for ESL.
Yeah, this should be a great semi-final. This is Ascent versus SVIFT, best of one map. But the winner here will move on to our grand finals. We'll have to see if that's going to be up against Se7en or Feint Gaming. Dr. Phil hits a nice pipe on Classy to start things off. Classy extremely ripped up. We're going to be able to get some heals from his medic. Gink has jumped up the drop down, coming around. Connor doesn't see him, neither does anybody else. Oh, but here comes the scout. Amps gets the kill on Gink. Gink does kill Connor. Credu goes down at the same moment. So this mid-fight actually fairly good for SVIFT, although Silentes coming through and getting some good damage out. Seeds just standing on the bottle, a little nervous. Silentes still on the point, trying to finish off the capture.
Unfortunately,
okay.
they were. Oh, what a bomb from Silentes! Just going in man mode onto him after they were trying to get something coordinated there, as they were just waiting for Drac to come in from under, and they knew he was there because it's getting capture time on the point. But unfortunate for the soldiers there, but it looks as if SVIFT are going to manage to get this one out in the end. There is an uber advantage on the side of Connor right now because Seeds did die late, but they do pick up Ams in the choke, and Credu also gets picked up as well. But Scruff and Classy are so low in that choke because they don't have any heals on them, so they're not really going to be able to push too soon because they are waiting for heals. But as I say that, they are making their way into Big Door right now. It's time to see if they can get something happening.
Yeah, my server disconnected again. I'm just about back in though.
Nice. It looks as if SVIFT are coming in now, and they have managed to retake, managed to take second for free right now, as they have the player advantage with those two scouts having gone down. But they do have an uber disadvantage, so it looks like they're not really going to pressure the cap too hard because they know that Connors are going to be coming in the next few seconds with Ams, and they do pop out this uber insanely early, and they are straight onto Pappy. Do manage to find that frag, and Ams is looking to chase for more. They are actually trying to get on top of Seeds, but they are scattergunning down everyone in their way. Currently managed to find Scruff, and Eames goes down. Gink goes down as well to Drac. In the flank, Classy is left in choke on his own. Seeds is trying to escape right now, has actually used his Uber. It's an absolute disaster, and they are getting out right now, and they are taking second.
And I think they do know that he used his Uber as well, for the reference. Yeah, now Ascent is pushing through. Fantastic push from their second. Now they've captured the other team's second. They're going to be pushing into last as well. 50% on their charge. They don't really need to waste the time to building it up. They're going to bomb in. Drac behind the, or on the point actually. Heavy weapons guy Scruff has to get down. No, Drac captures it. Wow.
Absolutely beautiful play coming up from Drac there. Really did come up at the right time in that fight, and just sort of bamboozled them with his damage and managed to get in on that point to cause the capture. The heavy weapons guy couldn't really do anything against this sheer power of the Silentes Drac soldier combo with the wham bam there next time.
Yeah, and Goalie Wash, such a fun map, and just kind of shows how tight you have to play it. Good stickies out from Eames, denying the jump ins from the soldier. Drac still lurking down low, is going to find Gink, tosses him around and actually towards the rest of the Ascent teammates. Drac jumping up the drop down now, gets easy kill on Seeds and a follow up on Scruff. He's going to be able to get the kill on Eames as well. Drac with a big 3K that mid fight.
Yeah, that was really just sort of very patient gameplay coming out of him. They did, of course, have him off the mid, so it could have been a little bit disastrous should it have lasted any longer than that, but it looks as if he did go out when his team called for him to go in, so just good team coordination causes that to happen. Connor now with the full Uber advantage, so they are going to start making their way into the lobby area to try and take last right now next time.
Yeah, we have Pyro and Engineer both setting up on the left-hand side instead of trying to maybe split up where the sentry gun and the Pyro is. Connor starting to push. They're still kind of waiting. Looks like they're going to take it in with Amps again. And Dr. Phil also kind of jumping forward. Good job taking out the sentry gun. They also get the kill on Classy. Scruff coming out as the heavy weapons guy is going to get the kill on Silentes. Amps pressuring Scruff. Scruff getting the heels soaked up. Demo Man behind the point. Drac trying to get those stickies popped off. Will do so finally, and a Drac I think is going to get another solo capture on the point.
Yeah, that was just Eames standing behind the point. Ascent made the right call to just kill everyone else before they went on the point, because they knew that Eames was behind the point doing absolutely nothing, just waiting for people to walk on top of it so he could get those stickies. And because of that, they just had no damage, so Eames getting just caught out there, unfortunately, with that one, and it causes them to lose a round off the back of it.
Yeah, they were very split up on that. Once the Pyro and Sentry Gun went down, they just really didn't have a very good defensive structure. Drac, once again, going into the drop down, jumping up. They have more of an eye on him, though, as Pappy Coolness getting the block. Salente is trying to come up to help out Drac. He gets taken out. Connor in some trouble.
Sorry about that, Drac. Just hit a double air shot a second.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. With the sword as well.
Wow. I saw that on the stream playback. That was pretty amazing. He even gives the taunt out too.
Yeah, that's what you want to aim for, getting as many taunts as you can during these games, because it really means something. Drac with a little bit of BM in the chat right there as he takes him down, but it looks as if, despite his wonderful air shot, it means nothing when Seeds, Gink, and Scruff are managing to cap out that midpoint with the full Uber advantage. And it looks as if they have a lot to work with right now. Credit was already, in fact, up on that Engineer, wasting no time in getting that level 3 Sentry Gun up on the board for his team. And they are managing to get their way into second, really clearing out everything, making sure they're not going to get dropped or forced from anyone. Seeds coming in nice and late there. So we should see AMS maybe coming up on the Pyro as well to assist that Sentry Gun. And we should see them coming into last very soon.
Yeah, indeed, your prediction is correct. He's up on that class, and again, standing right by the Sentry Gun. Maybe this is a European meta I'm not really all that used to, stacking up the Pyro and the Sentry Gun. Does look like Ascent, well, I was going to say gets it a bit better done, but the Sentry Gun does go down. Connor about to have the overcharge. 3 on the point.
Ooh.
Very nicely done. Quick capture. They were super smart about that. That's exactly what was needed.
Yeah, Connor did in fact have a Zuba there, so only just got it, unfortunately, before everyone else died. So it was a little bit unfortunate there for Connor, of course, but there you go, it's starting to bring it even. Let's see if SVIFT can manage to bring some more rounds back off the back of that one next time.
Yeah, Goalie Watch an extremely quick map, so it's tough to say. It could just come out quick.
Yeah, anything can happen really, but we are seeing Salentis go over nice and early, straight on to Pappy, trying to get in it. He doesn't manage to land the air shot. Pappy getting focused down by the Scouts pistols. Do take him down, but Drac has also gone down during that time, but Pappy, unfortunately, the only casualty there, but it looks as if it is trading soldiers 1 for 1. Loads of red numbers there for the Ascent squad as they are starting to make their way out. And looks as if they are getting pressured through Big Door already. They don't want to get this camp destroyed right now, but Credu is an absolute monster kill Scruff. And they managed to take out Classy as well, but Seeds with the arrow to save his own life. Does manage to kill Credu as he is insanely low right now. But Connor managed to stay alive during all of that and is managing to retain his Uber. But it looks like Ascent want to come in already. And they are just bullying them out of mid right now as they took all that space and all that advantage that they could just based off player advantage to reclaim that mid eXtine.
Yeah, really well played. You can see that the experience makes a big difference. They know that they have an advantage, and they just use it, leverage it. Goalie washes, you know, there's a lot of opportunity to flip a few points at a time, so you do have to play fairly careful, and that is what SVIFT has done here. Just trying to get set up, and Salentes jumping in, gets thrown pretty high up in the air. No air shots. Oh my God, he survives.
Oh, he doesn't
can't get the pack though. Yeah, pack shows up 2 seconds later.
Yeah, unfortunate for him, he does get cleaned up there, but that is only 1 player down, so there won't be any pushes. We don't do the US balls to the wall strategies, but we are seeing Gink actually on the conch right now, so
yeah.
That's interesting. Could see some Uber trades into a conch push maybe. They have spotted him now, so they know he's on conch. So they're starting to sit a little bit further back, so he can't build his conch as easily. And we are just seeing a classic stalemate. You might see Salentes go for another sack play or a sack play from the other side, but maybe less likely now that we have the conch on field.
Yeah, that's fun to see. I like the banners. They don't always have good opportunities to be utilized. Right now, the push coming in, though, and they do get the first kill on Pappy Coolness very quickly. Salentes, again, jumping up top. This time, though, he is going to be able to get through. Classy trying to track him down, but Salentes still very comfortable. Drac also coming from behind, going to be able to get the kill on Gink. Seeds in a lot of trouble trying to escape. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. Seeds does get the health pack, finding his way out through a lobby. Drac trying to chase down, using the pain train even to get that speed boost. Ascent charging forward without Drac, who's still kind of behind, pretty ripped up. But big kill by Salentes. They're going to get a scout on the point and get the capture, taking us 3-1.
Indeed, that was just soldier play right there. Drac and Salentes called that. Yeah, boys, they're really far back right now. They're focusing on us, so you guys can come in. So they just bashed through choke with both their scouts, really pressured onto Eames, managed to give him loads of damage, and they just got cleaned up by the soldiers. And it was just a very well executed push coming out from the side of Ascent on that one, coming into second. They just rolled it all the way through to last. So very well played from them on that one eXtine.
And we've had 4 quick rounds in 9.5 minutes. Drac getting caught underneath. Solentes going for a bomb over the top. Both soldiers down for Ascent. Poppy Cooliness does go down though, so SVIFT with 5 players, but a slight advantage. They're pushing on to the point. They've been able to control this territory very well. Amps takes SVIFT's big door. Scout's going to just kind of push him back and then leave him.
It does seem that Ascent, coming into this one, probably being the team that will be favoured mostly by players. They're not winning these mids too convincingly. In fact, they haven't won any mids so far. They've just lost all of them to SVIFT. So maybe they need to change something up. But Ams does in fact go down since he wasn't behind. So we should see maybe a counter sack coming out from the side of SVIFT very soon. But yeah, not really a lot going on right now. We have got still just a stalemate going on. Scruff is actually coming through with the Uber trade right now. Just getting launched into orbit. We are seeing space program Scruff in action. Solentes air shots him. Takes him down. Pappy getting in behind, trying to get on top of Drac, but does get taken down as well, so it's a 2-player advantage coming out from Ascent, so we should see the push coming out from them right now as they are starting to march their way through Big Door as they want to take the heels there and just sort of rush them straight out, and they are getting on top of mid right now, and they are just going to cap this one, and unfortunately Creddy gets a little bit overzealous and just get taken down by the stickies of Eames.
SVIFT, well, they were thinking about it. Drac takes an air shot as he comes in as well. He does end up getting cleaned up, but Gink and Scruff have gone down. They're still fighting here with players coming from the choke side. Classy, they do get the kill on Connor, but they've lost a lot of players, and Seeds is going to back up. So they're still going to concede the middle point, and depending on the circumstances, might not even really be able to offer much defense on the second point, as Amps kind of judges that and just goes ahead and runs all the way to second. Scruff's trying to get out here to contest it. Gink is here as well. Not a whole lot for Ascent, but more players are starting to show up. Drac up top. And the Scout's on the ground. Credo getting a kill. Drac's still getting thrown around. He's got 40 health, but will be able to meet up with Connor. They're already going to be able to get this point. And not, well, at least at the moment, it's still kind of okay for SVIFT. As I say that, they lose that third player. That changes the whole equation. Seeds has to pop the overcharge here. Drac going down low. Picks up the bottle. They haven't seen him, so he's just waiting his time to maybe push out and get a bomb. But actually, now that he's thinking about it, he's like, actually, maybe I'll just go for this back cap in a little bit.
And maybe. They are just starting to get their way through River right now. And they're on top of Solentes right now. They're just air shutting him down. They do just sink bomb into Phil and push him out of second. There's a back cap coming right now from Drac. He got him behind. And that is going to be 4-1. That was so unfortunate for SVIFT right there.
Yeah, my server kicked out again, but I was watching Drac. Very patient on that. Right when the server disconnected, Eames was just spawning, so I think he just basically listened, knew that Eames was pushing forward, knew that it was wide open, and Drac solo caps 3 out of the 4 points for Ascent.
Yeah, Drac MVP of this game so far, so let's see if he can keep it up on this one. But they are making their way into mid. Credit getting really aggressive, trying to get on top of the demo man. They are doing a right side mid. They do send a bomb straight into the corner right there, and that is Connor going down. Seeds has actually managed to stay alive in elbow right now as he is playing very conservatively. Dotfield going down, Am's insanely low as well. Going to take a 1v1 with Classy underneath the point right now, but Pappy looking to find him out, does hit him with a rocket, takes him down, and that's a very clean mid coming from SVIFT. We should see them roll all the way to last with this one.
Yeah, that was a very great final rocket from Pappy. They might have to be a little bit careful that they're not too swift here. Okay, they aren't going to push in quite a way. You know, it's just that thing where it's like you don't want to be having, you know, your fight on last point, use your Uber charge, and then you still haven't captured second yet. So they had to pump the brakes just a little bit, but they are starting to figure it out now. Credu has switched the sniper or the sentry over to the right-hand side. Pyro on the left, kind of faking out that that's where the sentry is. This is my preference as it drags the defense out a little bit more. Credu trying to push out from the left side of the spawn is going to be able to get the kill on Scruff. Eames is down as well. This defense from Ascent looking like they're going to hold. Classy getting shoved out. Amps gets the pack in lobby. That's actually a big pickup.
There you can see. Ooh, that was very close. But Drac managed to come in there to try and force them out there. But that is the difference between having your demo behind the point and having your demo in front of the point. You see Dr. Phil getting so much damage onto them that they were forced out in a really bad position. Whereas when we saw Eames holding last, he was behind the point doing absolutely nothing. So that is the huge difference that a demo man being out there in a uber disadvantaged scenario can make. But they are making their way through under right now, and Pappy is really far forward. Gink getting in behind Connor to see if he can get anything done on top of him and try and get that force out nice and early. But Pappy is in behind right now, but Drac has managed to spot him out. But they are deciding to go against this drop-down play, as they are starting to get stickied off on a put themselves in a corner right now. But Connor is coming through, gets insanely low with the Uber as he takes out his crossbow right there, but unfortunately Seeds managed to find the Zuba, and they have wasted the Zuba advantage as Connor is alone on the point right now, trying to find onto Solentes, who is insanely low, but Amp's going to get left to hang out to dry, but Connor does die, in fact, to Gink. This fight seems to go on forever, and
very
they do go
scrappy.
down.
Yeah, very scrappy stuff there. I really like that initial move from Ascent going down low. Amp's taunting to see around the corner, and Classy's like, nah, man, I can't let that stand.
I can hear the voice line, you are dead, my good sir. But they need to take second right now. Maybe a little bit of a misplay there as they didn't decide to run in with you, but Dr. Phil finding Scruff there with the blind debt. And,
Nice.
very nicely done there, coming up from him. And Solentes does find a bit of damage onto Eames, but they do have a sizable Uber advantage. They have opted for the Pyro energy play once more, and they have got Dr. Phil out in front as well rather than behind the point. So we should see potentially a good last hold coming out from them, but depends on how the Uber goes and how it expires. But they are just Ubering through the shutter right now, and Classy is leading this one in, trying to get as much damage as can to the Pyro and the Sentry Gun. The Sentry Gun does eventually go down, and they are backing their way up, but Dr. Phil decided he wants to get on top of the point right now, which is probably the better play, since they have taken no ground, they haven't sticked off any shutters. They are coming out with Credo on the Heavy right now, a little bit late there, and he does manage to push them out, and Connor has now got his Uber advantage now with 100% on the board, as they have failed once again to push last, but Pappy is getting in through lower right now. Dr. Phil spots him, so he has been called, and he should get cleaned up very soon by Drak, but they are making their way out into second. High bomb from Gink, straight on top of Connor, finds one rocket, finds two, but doesn't get the drop, unfortunately. Connor getting insanely low right there, and they are actually managing to get out on second now, so despite that delay, Seeds now has his Uber advantage to himself, but let's see if they can roll it into mid now.
Yeah, considering the numbers advantage, could be an off Uber push, and indeed that looks like is what's going to be happening here. Seeds at the choke. They need to make sure that they don't lose Eames here. Scruff just runs in. Oh no, the Uber gets popped. They lose Scruff and they lose Eames. It's pretty disastrous, to be honest. No need to beat around that bush.
Yeah, they don't even need to block caps at all with this one. They can leave one scout to sort of sit back, but they have actually capped the point. I didn't even notice that one. But they are making their way through already onto second. Looks like they're going to get this one, and they do have an Uber advantage for last. They do have a sizable 40% advantage, but if they don't try and get on top of Seeds and lock him out, he might get his Uber on last if they're not careful. So they just need to make sure on that one. They have already got the Sentry Gun up, but he's getting spammed, so he's not going to be able to upgrade it. They have now got Classy in front of the Sentry Gun. Opting for that one. Back cap! Connor's just behind the point with the Uber right now.
Yeah.
He's sort of running around underneath. And they did manage to bait loads of players back, but they do find the Uber on Dr. Phil, but they are just going to decide to escape with that one, as they did lose 3, which is maybe the better call for that one. They did just absolutely beef that last, and unfortunate for Connor and the rest of the Ascent squad, they didn't manage to find anything there, but Connor is looking to get out now. And SVIFT is trying to get through, but Scruff does get cleaned up by Dr. Phil, so they do have players going down. Eames is in fact dead. Ams is going in behind right now, hasn't been spotted out, I don't think actually has now, as he gets inside of lobby and gets on top of Classy, as they are taking a fight inside of lobby right now. Once again, these fights going on for absolutely ages next time.
Yeah, I'm about to reconnect here, but that was unfortunate from Connor and Amps. They were really trying to plan out that push underneath. It just didn't quite happen correctly.
Yeah, they are just making their way into last. Oh god!
Yeah.
Got meat grinded coming into that last. Seeds now has his Uber, and it's making it out. Connor is low as well. eXtine.
Yeah, Connor had Dr. Phil steal his health pack right in front of him, but thankfully didn't become a big problem. Ampus fleeing through Big Door does get the bottle on his way out. Dr. Phil thinking about pushing in to at least just kind of stretch his SVIFT out, so they can't pursue any frags on Big Door side. Connor does have the overcharge, so this will be an even engagement as we push in towards mid. Actually, looks like Ascent going to take the aggressive posture here. Eames in some trouble here. Oh my god, does get flashed, but thrown very far away. Drak waiting to come through Big Door. Silentis flying through the air, does land a shot on Scruff as he comes in. Drak trying to support, so is Amps, but I think it's a little late for that, as everybody is still alive from SVIFT. 3 dead, 10 seconds for reinforcements for Ascent, and they're fleeing to the second point.
We have still got 11 minutes left on the clock now, and it's only a 3-round disparity, so we could see a SVIFT come back, as you said before. We have seen those 1-minute back-to-back rounds on Gully Wash, so it's not out of this world for that to happen. But against a squad like Ascent, who are highly organised and have this small 50% advantage on their hands, maybe less likely, but they are making their way through Big Door. It has been called by Credu as he spots them out. And SVIFT is going to hold choke on his own right there, and looks like they are going to just hold them back for now. Not too much happening, just a little bit of a stalemate at Big Door, but Classy is taking a 1v1 with Drac and Lobby. Does go down. They have managed to find 2 picks, in fact, so this should call the push, as they are starting to make their way into mid right now, and looks like they're going to go drop down once again, but Ams and Connor decided that they want to get out through lower left. They do get on top of Seeds, and they do manage to make him use the Uber first, and he does flash players, so they have a better Uber coming out from the side of Ascent. And they are still on top of Seeds, managing to get as much damage as they can. The other scout, Credu, coming in to back them up as well, so this is a huge fight. Eames going down there, and Connor is left all alone right there. Does manage to surf the rocket of Pappy, and does manage to almost juke him out, but does in fact go down there. Seeds still alive, so it's a Seeds Uber advantage now.
Yeah, great kill by Pappy. Some of the other players from Ascent pretty banged up. SVIFT not directly behind Pappy, they were a little bit backed up, but they're starting to push in here now. Credu still kind of lurking down low. Going to be looking for a pick in a little bit here, but he's spotted.
Guess what? And killed. Yeah. Looks like Ams is already up on the NG, so they're not really messing around with this one. eXtine, they're just going to decide that they want to hold last. Seeds has too much of an Uber advantage to start panicking about, and they are making their way all the way through. Looks like it is going to be a shutter Uber potentially. They've already popped, and they are in onto last, focusing down that sentry gun nice and early. It does go down. They didn't opt for the pyro this time. They have got the heavy out on the point. Stickies are still on the point right now because Dr. Phil is playing behind it, because they did not opt for that pyro, and Credu is doing so much damage, raining down absolute chaos onto their team, and backed up by Silentis as well. They have got time on point, but it looks like Credu's going to defend that one on a 2k with a Tommy Slav. Not much that could be done, but Classy does manage to escape right there and is taunting them through the window, and they are starting to get out onto second right now. eXtine.
Yeah, Classy fighting with Silentes and getting chased down by Drac, actually, who cuts him off from choke. Says, nah, we're gonna lock you in here. And Scruff sort of thinking about lurking in on Big Door side, but they're gonna back out. So Ascent has created some space for themselves, and will be able to push forward.
It looks as if they're going to bust choke right now, but they are opting for drop down once again since it's been sort of working out for them, but they have been called coming in through lower right now. Connor has made his way out. Hasn't had to pop his Uber just yet. It's still beneath the point, and they are just going to reclaim this one, but it looks as if Gink and and the other soldier are just sort of hanging around there on second, managing to get that backhand, forcing them back. Seeds is still building his Uber, so they need to get into mid right now with the 2-player disparity that they have and the full Uber, but they have actually popped this one because Connor eats a pipe really early coming into that one, so they need to chase this one onto Seeds, otherwise they're going to lose their Uber to it, and they have actually managed to keep Seeds alive. Seeds now getting 100%, so it looks like they're going to try and block this point right now. Scruff making his way in, not really coming in too fast because they are killing traps right now, but they do bomb a demo beam straight through, and they get Connor straight away. That was insane coming out from him. All the players collapsed, all 6 gamers in at the same time. Absolutely brilliant coordination from SVIFT. So let's go down to well, but Seeds is going to die. Unfortunately, they do manage to kill him right there. Drac gets killed as well. That's a wipe for Ascent.
Yeah, that was definitely nerve-wracking with Amps on top of Seeds, spitting out damage, just not quite able to get all of the shots. Ascent is going to have to cycle spawns as the middle point gets captured. They have momentarily double engineer, but that's been solved. And Amps on the Pyro, so again doing the left-hand sentry gun. You're going to have to take this away for a moment.
That's alright, and yeah, like we said before, we have seen quite a lot of this coming out from Ascent and Seven and teams like that. Becoming very popular, just rather than block the Uber, just defend the gun, because the gun's going to be eating most of the damage and force them to reload on the demo man. But they are opting for a Scout Soldier Uber on this one, and Eames coming in behind just so Pappy can tank most of the damage there. But they do manage to take that one down. Silentis is in behind right now, managing to get loads of damage onto Seeds, but Seeds does survive by getting on top of those barrels and duking it out. Phil is the only one out, but Credu is just shooting from the shutter. And this is looking a little bit more disastrous because Connor did go down. It looks as if Classy is on the point trying to get as much time as he can. Drac is trying his best to defend this one. Credu go down as well, and that's going to be a conversion.
Yeah, nice try from Drac there, fighting from underneath like he's been doing on the offensive side, but finding some good results on the defensive side. So technically speaking, we certainly do have the time for SVIFT to tie this up, but one of the other features of Goalie Wash, historically speaking, is it is kind of a park of the bus kind of map. So Ascent, if they lose another round quickly, they could really just try to play defensively and just slow this game down.
Yeah, they could if they wanted to, but I don't really feel like that's in the Ascent playbook, to be honest.
No.
That's more of a 7 style and more of a strategy from them, but this mid fight has just rolled out and everyone's dead already. Ascent have lost 4 on this one, but Connor's getting in on right now by Scruff, and unfortunately Gink is coming up behind them, so they might get taken down by here, but Connor is managing to juke his way out, managing to get on top of that pipe there, and does manage to run all the way out. They are chasing so hard for this grab, but not managing to find it. Connor survives very valiantly right there, but they have managed to get all the space on second, based off that chase, and they are going to manage to cap this one out, but Ams is currently in behind and just sort of waiting for this one. They do want to reclaim second, as there is a player disparity, but it looks like Seeds does pop out his Uber to defend his gamers. And Connor still has his, well, doesn't even have Uber right now, so they're not even going to be able to use it. But Pappy going in right there, tries to land the air shot. Oh, does get the direct onto him and makes him crater. And that was very well played from him.
Yeah, Ascent, I like the push out. I like the arrows that I was seeing from Connor, but maybe just a little too aggressive at the end. Did have a good surf to get on top of the fence, but called out by Poppy and taken down. So time-wise, you know, this is still just working out with Ascent. They're fine with it, but just situationally not necessarily in the best spot right now.
No, not at all. It looks as if they are going to be making their way into second right now, with Ams on Riverside right now, trying to spot out players. Just managed to spot out everyone. Salenta's now bombing around the corner onto Seeds. Does get a headshot range from Gink. Oh, very close there, very close.
Yeah, Seeds must have been like tapping that crouch button, just like, please.
Save me!
Help! I want to go lower. So SVIFT are pretty well set up here. Ubercharge ready to go. Looks like they're going to be trying to get in here aggressively. And schedule-wise, timing-wise, this is still very good for them. They are on schedule if they do want to get out here. They do need to clear these stickies away from the point, though.
It's not looking too good at all. They have all been absolutely annihilated by Dr. Phil and the rest of his buddies. And Connor now has Uber. They're going to make their way out, but it looks like Scruff is going to try and get something done, but doesn't find anything, unfortunately, for him. Doesn't even land a single trickle of damage onto Connor's face. And they are going to make their way onto second and cap this one up. So that's looking very good from them. They haven't got any sticky traps to choke right now, and so they might just roll this one straight into mid. Looks like they are opting to go big door for this one. So we should see how this one plays out.
Classy sniping from spawn. Will switch now. He was in that midpoint spawn. And Ascent surging forward here. Pappy in the corner. He's going to get taken out. Credu getting the credit for that. And Connor has Ubercharge, and they should just be able to push SVIFT off of second as well. As they come flying in here, Salenta's jumping through first, Drac working from big door. Seeds does have to use the Ubercharge. I think he just got it. Connor's fading, and Connor, well, actually good play there. Eames was trying to use a sticky to trap Connor. I don't know if it was intentional, but Dr. Phil knocked that away to help his medic escape.
Oh, very nice coming out from him then, if that was intentional. But we did see a bomb from Salentes come in onto Seeds, but don't manage to find anything. Connor getting a little bit of damage there received as they are reclaiming this mid right now. Ubers are currently even, but they do have this player advantage, so they are going to rush this one straight in. They don't really care about these players that are out on second. They just want to take this one and get on top of this point, as they have managed to reclaim this one as well. So they've been a bit of toing and throwing from these teams. There is 2 minutes left on the board, so they need to start hurrying up with these ones to see if they can get anything done.
Yeah, time-wise, they need to push in here, whether it's ideal or not. And just feedback from the last push, I really want to see them play the point a little bit more. I think that would be a good counter to the style of defense that Ascent is playing. Scruff in quickly. He gets thrown forward, but then, oh my god, headshotted down from Credu. Almost point blank, and SVIFT going to be forced to fall back as that Ubercharge fizzled out.
Very unfortunate there for them, but it is looking very even right now. Sort of everyone's sitting back, everyone just sort of relaxing. Ubers are even. They can afford to park the bus. 1 minute 41. It's still doable for SVIFT if they can manage to get a push going in the next 30 seconds and manage to cap this one out, as they do have a little bit of after round time as well that they need to worry about on that one. But Classy is now coming up underneath the point right now. Just managed to kill Drac, but gets on top of the point, doesn't get anything done. Eames unfortunately going down to the sentry gun. That is absolutely disastrous, because that is going to spell that they won't be able to push this last, and there is 1 minute 18 left on the clock, and I'm going to go ahead and say that this is nearly an impossibility with Seeds getting pushed on top of right now, and Ascent have managed to make their way on to second currently.
Yeah, certainly a draw 4-4 is not going to happen. SVIFT seem like they just want to fight it out for the sake of fighting it out for this last minute. Maybe they can pick up one more round. And in fact, Connor getting pushed back about half health. Ubercharges are going to be even here, and SVIFT are charging in. Ubercharge has been popped out. Pappy took a lot of damage before the Ubercharge went out. Gink behind the point. Drac down there as well. Drac very low, but still fighting. He gets taken out by Scruff, and Gink on the point now, but there's a lot of players up here for Ascent. Gink in some trouble, and GG's called with 30 seconds on the clock.
Very, very valiant coming out from SVIFT there. They did try their best. Seeds with 115 points on the scoreboard as well.
Wow.
I've never seen a player with such
That's pretty
points.
insane, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he was barely dying this entire game, Seeds, so we should probably see that on the logs coming out of this one, but very well played from Ascent to hold this one. They just did a very clinical sort of last pushes, very clinical last holds, really sticking it to them and doing very well in the back of this one. So, yeah, GG's indeed for this one, and that is going to be 4-2 to the side of Ascent.
Yeah, strong defenses from them. You know, again, kind of a scoreline that seems like it was maybe a little bit further away than it was. I did think that, you know, I mean, obviously last pushes are very complicated. There's a lot going on in their second to last push on last. I felt like if Gink had kind of spread the stickies off the point and gotten on the point, would have been able to get that cap time and more pressure. But Ascent, you know, a very, very talented team. SVIFT had some good fragging. It's kind of reassuring. You can't just be like, oh, they just got completely crushed on the frags. But Ascent, just their coordination and their teamwork, just too strong for SVIFT here.
Yeah, like I said before, Ascent are the team that are going to be looking to try and win this season. They didn't come into this one to be, you know, oh, we'll be fine with second. No, they really want to beat 7, so they are determined to do as well as they can against these teams, and you can see it in their playstyle, how just they've developed, and they really have set plays set out that they know will work, and it did, all of them worked, so, I mean, just well played from Ascent for that one, but we are probably going to be seeing, I don't know how the bracket is developed on this one, but it's most likely going to be Ascent versus 7 final, as they are going to be moving on to the final.
Yeah, the 7 versus Faint Gaming score hasn't been updated on the bracket, but we do have our grand finals coming up next. I think that's going to be it for me and Lucky on the caster. Let's pull up some logs though while we have a second here. Like I was saying, I think we are going to switch casters for the grand finals, and that is going to be a best of 3 series. So you guys really should not go anywhere. Ascent versus 7, you know, that's just such a classic European throwdown, and really excited about seeing that match.
Yeah, we do have the logs currently up on the stream right now. We have a big credit there with, oh, holy moly, that is some from some frags. We went 27-13 during that game, managed to get 320 DPM, so very well played from him coming out the back of that one. We are seeing as well Classy up there with the second top DPM, Ams following shortly in behind. But the big standout to me, like I was saying at the start of the game, Siege doesn't die. He went 1-5 during that game, only dying 5 times.
Yeah, considering they lost 4-2, having half the deaths of his opposing medic is really amazing.
Yeah, absolutely insane from him.
Wow, 6 more charges too.
Yeah, that's really the power of having your medic live for that long. We didn't see the legacy of Connor dropping though, which was nice to see from the back of that one. He did actually drop on last, but it was 2 after round crits, so it didn't count. But very well played from both these medics. Really good positioning, really good game sense. But of course, Seed's coming out on top there because he had minimal deaths and a lot of heals.
Yeah, and Gink did have 5 kills on the medic. With Pappy, he had 3 kills. So they were a good chunk of the deaths that Connor suffered. But, you know, it really comes down to, you know, how much commitment did you really have to throw in to get that medic kill, you know? And if both of your soldiers are really, really committing heavily for that medic kill, but then they die, you know, and if you, the follow-up fight, you know, if Seeds ends up running away, then that's just not really all that helpful, right?
Yeah. We are seeing Drac at the bottom of the kills there, but along with Eames. But both of those players, Eames and Drac, they did so much work during this game. Like, they were space creating for absolutely ages. I mean, look at Eames' damage. 361 DPM coming out from him, which is huge. Like I said, demo-oriented map, we're going to see some plays coming out from them. And absolutely amazing from those 2 players. Despite bottom fragging, it created a lot of space. So, any MVPs for you coming out the back of this game?
Definitely Drac. You know, just his mobility and on mid fights, he was a really strong presence. But I think particularly just his last pushes as well, where we saw him get 3 captures by himself solo on the point. And, you know, I sort of alluded, it was sort of my opinion that SVIFT were kind of bungling the point pressure on their pushes. And I think that sort of, you know, sums it up. Drac with 3 solo captures, while SVIFT were struggling to really finish the deal. So there are 10 minutes left in the SVIFT versus Feint Gaming match, or about actually 15 on the clock. So I've jumped in there. I don't know if you are in there yet. Okay, cool. The situation as it is, though, is 3-0 on Sunshine, 4-7. And in fact, they just had a strong initial mid-fight and looking to just kind of pressure all the way through to last right now. Raymond with 80% and a scout capturing the Spire right now.
Yeah, I'm just making my way into the server right now, so I am now in. But yeah, like you said, it's currently 3-0 to 7, so that was sort of the scoreline we were sort of expecting. But they are currently pushing into last right now. It looks as if they are going to get another round on the board relatively quickly, but they are actually getting a heavy out really early right now. I think he manages to get this one, but unfortunately, Starkey on the point for the cap there. Totally eluding their team. That is 4-0 already for 7. I didn't really catch much of that, so I'm not really going to analyze it too much.
Yeah, the push at last there was really strong. Cadis got thrown forward quite a bit, and then Tiger just stood on the corner of the point and got that cap like so far that then when Starkey, you know, was able to like re-jump back in, because his initial jump, I think, is what triggered the push. He was able to get that capture very quickly. So we'll see how this mid-fight goes down, though, as Feint Gaming trying to take position here.
Yeah, we are seeing a straight-up double bomb from Captain Stucker there. Stucker now very early, but Tiger managing to clear up Smirre there. Raymond going down, Ombrak going down, Medics have been traded. Polygon and Captain are having an airshot fight right now, so you can MG the best, but unfortunately Kunu even comes in and cleans him up. And that's looking like it's going to be a win coming out from Feint Gaming there on that mid-fight. Imagine to survive with 3 players, they are going to get the cap and start making their way and their presence known on second.
And this is European TF2, so 30-minute maps, but a 5-round win difference. And 7, while they did lose middle and Spire, are 1 round away from that. So Feint Gaming have quite a bit of a hole to dig themselves out of. Step 1 would be capturing last, getting a point on the board.
Yeah, it would indeed. I did just see Tiger say crits, semicolon 0, and Ombrak is on crits. So just letting them know, oh yeah, we know, boys, we know. And Smirre is looking to try and take this one through top right, so they are going to start fortifying, getting ready for a crits because they know it's coming. And they are actually sending Polygon in with the crits. And they are getting on top of Raymond right now, but Raymond is just dodging, ducking, and weaving and doesn't go down. And Cadis is just there, hiding from the crits crew himself, and the crits is now out. Cadis is on top. Cadis craters the Polygon, unfortunately, there. So they are going to still decide to come in on this one, but it looks like Raymond is going to get his Uber in the next few seconds and manage to defend this one, and they are managing to valiantly defend it. And 3 players going down for the sign of Fate, which means they are just going to start getting the hell out of dodge.
I like that level 1 sentry gun from Tiger. Just kind of tucked away on the corner. And right now, Feint Gaming are getting shoved back as 7's defensive last was so successful that they're able to capture second as well.
Yeah, easy peasy from them. They're already setting up, getting ready to push, but I don't know if Ombrak died there. I don't think he did. So they know that Ombrak has crits, so all they need to do is start walking in, get on top of Ombrak, maybe get him to drop or pop, or one of the two. But it looks like Josh is going to get in really deep on top of Raymond. Manages to land 1 rocket, but unfortunately goes down there. But looks like they are going to start making their way in because Uber is so much more powerful than the Crits Creek. Maybe you're going to look to send in maybe a sneaky sticky, but we are seeing Starkey going for a real high bomb onto Ombrak. It's so much fun thing because Koff takes him down with a few body shots there. And we are going to see stuff start to fizzle out, but we should see how this Crits is going to be used, hopefully.
Yeah, it certainly makes for a tough usage here. You want to be offensive with the crits. You want to be attacking with the crits. When you're playing defense and the other team has an Uber, it's like you can't crits into them, you know. You need a drop or something, otherwise they'll just Uber and then just smash your team. So the rhythm of it is really tough. They are going to try to push Polygon in through the side here.
They just pop straight
exactly,
away.
you know,
yeah,
exactly.
There goes Kato straight through the choke, just managed to find the drop onto Ombrak, but not a big deal since it was crits. And they are managing to get their way through this cafe area right now. Smeary trying his best to do as much damage as he can to try and block them, but Raymond is still building that Uber. So regardless of how this goes, they don't need to take it in straight away. They have got 4-0, there's 10 minutes left on the clock, they've got time to play with. Kato's going in for a deep bomb as I say that, there's straight onto Smeary, trying to land as much damage as possible, but Raymond is still alive there, still breathing, and is taking the 1v1 with Smeary, going for the swords, and takes him down. Raymond is an absolute genius on this medic.
Yeah, time to spam the binds with that one.
Can't touch this. Yes.
And they want to push in here. I think you're going to have to call this.
Yeah, it's alright. Thalash is making his way in through top right now, trying to just spot out these players, and Starkey spotting on left right now. No banners up for either team, but we are seeing Ixie out currently on the engineer, building that sentry gun on the right hand side. We are seeing that they are just making their way into lobby right now, just sort of biding their time. Ombrak now has his Uber, but Raymond has 100% Uber, and they are popping this one out straight away. Kate bombing in nice and deep, does get the stickies onto the shutter right now. Stickies are currently on the points, they need to clear that one down, but the sentry gun has been killed eventually, but Josh finding a counter frag onto Palash right now, where it looks like Kunu just find a kill onto Cadus, which is really big for them. Also Captain going down, but we have got Tiger and Starkey in on the left hand side, getting onto Ombrak, and he drops his Uber with a nice airshot from Starkey, with Ixie manages to find also find the kills onto Tiger and Starkey, which is very good right there. And Raymond does survive, but it looks as if it's just Polygon left alone on last, and they are going to make their way out.
Yeah, certainly a very nice consolation kill there, as the push in kind of fizzled, but as it kept going, you know, able to get that kill on Ombrak, a big deal. Smear has to watch out here. He's the only player out here, and he's calling his team out, but it's not a situation the way they should be playing defense. Kate is walking into the lobby, gets himself into a little bit of trouble, but he's doing fine on health, and yeah, it is starting to fade away for Feint Gaming here.
Yeah, Tiger is currently typing into his console W plus F1 and is running through the right hand side, and they are just going to capture that very easily. No contest coming up from there, so that's a 5-0, and instant disconnects coming out from the Feint Gaming side. So GG well played to Se7en as they are moving their way into the final like we predicted.
Yeah, and I mean, Se7en just an excellent team. I mean, you can see that when Feint Gaming were trying to push into last, it was just a challenging push to finish off. And then as well, just, you know, Se7en playing very smart. You know, they had the kind of fail push, but were able to get the kill, backed up. And then also they realized that, like, okay, well, Smear is out of position. They're trying to defend the second point, and they should have just conceded it and, you know, taken their chances at last again. And Se7en just so experienced that they just really, really punished Feint for that attempted defense.
Just very well played from Se7en. They're doing their very clinical style as usual. Just doing what they do best, which is being Se7en, the strongest EU roster that we currently have. And still getting defeated by Freya, boys. What's up with that? Doesn't matter though. You should see them try and reclaim their glory at I-65, hopefully. Yeah,
exactly. And well, ladies and gentlemen, again, shout out to Wiethoofd for running production tonight. That was the semifinals, and that means that the grand finals is right around the corner. Going to be Se7en versus Ascent.EU. A huge matchup and deserving of a best of 3 map series instead of just these best of 1s. We're going to be swapping out casters, at least in some sense. Right now, you've been listening to myself, eXtine, and Lucky. You can follow me on Twitter at XTelevision. I gave Lucky a follow, but I don't know if you really use your Twitter, do you?
I don't. I should really update it. I think I'll go and update it after the games are all over.
All right. Well, any shout outs from you, my friend?
Yeah, shout out to Wiethoofd again for this amazing production. Shout out to Kritzcast for putting on a lovely show. Shout outs to ESL 1 as well. Team Rush also, and Grumpy Koi, my lovely co-caster and friend from the EU scene. So yeah, that's all my shout outs next time.
Excellent. Well, I got one more to throw out there. Shout out to Copenhagen Games.
Woo!
And the LAN is coming up April 17th through the 20th. I'm making plans to attend. And very excited to see a bunch of European TF2 players again. So that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. And more awesome TF2 on the way in this ESL 1-day cup. Ascent versus Se7en coming up for the grand finals. Best of 3 series. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you guys next time.